We're here with Rikki Markota to talk all things pro. Rikki, I know as soon as we start talking about leads, it's a really important topic for a lot of our customers because it is the gold dust that sits within, their business. Can you tell us about where pro customers can go to identify these leads, where the benefit is for them, what it means when they actually see buyer inquiries that look like leads?
Absolutely. So I think most importantly, where to go when they are in their inquiries. There is a tab that says seller leads. When they click that seller lead tab, all of the seller leads within the buyer inquiries will filter through. So you will find then all of your buyer inquiries that have a seller lead attached to them will sit there up the front. And then once a customer clicks in, they will find their buyer inquiry that has a seller lead attached to it. Then obviously there are huge benefits here.
So this is the seller propensity score, which basically is like an indication of how likely an individual might be to list their property for sale. So the score comes from hundreds of behavioural and declared data points from individuals' activity on the site, and then uses this data to measure their actual likelihood to list a property for sale, and we can represent that score out of 10.
Yeah, absolutely. And then on top of that, you're getting the seller readiness. So you're getting, are they at an early stage, are they at a middle stage, or are they at a late stage?
There's actually another really cool feature in the seller leads that I'd like to call out. So on top of the seller propensity and their readiness, a really awesome thing is that agents can now get a gauge on the predicted sell area of a seller lead. So this is also based on their behaviour on site, but because we can see that they've submitted an inquiry on a listing to buy, they might also be able to see the likelihood of that person to sell and where their property might be based. So as an agent, I have access to all of this information through my pro subscription.
So I guess you'd be reaching out to a buyer because of the inquiry that you've got, but then on top of that, you've got that second piece of information, and it's all about then having that second conversation.
Right, so the same person who's made the inquiry, but we've got data that tells us about them as a buyer and data that tells us about them as a seller.
Absolutely.
Right.
So that's really handy for an agent to see.
Right, awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Rikki.
You're welcome.